Hello, my name is Gwenlyn, and welcome to Vocal Development with Gwenlyn. The purpose of these videos is to provide vocalists a way to practice at home or on the go, and it's called vocal development instead of warm-ups because we're not just warming up our voices to be nice and cozy, but rather to exercise the muscles it takes to be the best singer and the best musician that you can be. This video is going to include introduction to singing, as well as a few introductions to general music. Let's get started. If at any point during these videos you didn't quite catch something or you want to listen again, you can always rewind and you can slow down YouTube videos like this.
So pull up your YouTube video, and this happens on your phone or your computer. Go to the bottom or on the top right hand corner and find this little gear and click settings. Go to playback speed, and then you can slow it down if you need to hear something better. You can even speed it up if you want to challenge yourself on some of the activities that we have later on.
Okay, first, location. Find a space where you can practice today where you're not going to be distracted by other people, or you're feeling shy singing in front of other people, or maybe somebody's playing really loud video games and they're hollering and screaming and singing at the same time. Not a good idea. So find a space. I highly suggest a space where you have access to a mirror. That is the best way to check on yourself and make sure that you are doing all of the singer things correct. Dancers dance in front of a mirror. Why can't we sing in front of one? Next thing, stand up. How many performances have you been to where people are on stage singing in a chair? Not many. So we need to practice by standing, and this will also help us build up the stamina to stand, probably for a performance. Okay, now that we're standing, we need to pause because we have some extra pause in the shot. This is Mr. Charlie, and he is a big music fan, and he's always checking in on me to make sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing just right. So, we're in our space. Now we're standing. The next step is to make sure that our feet are about shoulder length apart. And I like to put one foot right in front of the other so that I have a better stance. If somebody were to walk by while I'm performing and bump me, I can still stand where I am. If I had my feet together and they bumped into me, I could fall. And that could be a little disastrous. So, shoulder length with maybe a tiny step in front. And then the rest of us, we need to make sure we're standing nice and tall, not so straight that we're stiff, but just think of stretching your spine up, or like your head is connected to the ceiling like a puppet. Your arms are relaxed, but by your side. We don't want to put them back here or in front because it actually keeps us from breathing correctly. So, with our feet apart, standing tall, and arms by our side, we're ready to sing. Here we go. Now that we're in our singer's position, we're ready to begin. So first, when we sing, we use our abdomen muscles. Some people call it just the diaphragm, and that's really only part of it. So let's experiment. Take a little cough. Make sure you don't cough on anybody. This time, put your hand on your belly and do another little cough. Way more muscles moved than you thought, huh? So these are the muscles we use when we're singing. We're going to start by practicing isolating those muscles, or practicing them by themselves with some consonant pulses. Consonants are things like C, D, F, G, or in English even sounds like CH and SH. I'm going to put my hand on my abdomen muscles while we do this exercise so that you can see how much my tummy or my abdomen muscles move. I encourage you to do the same thing. Just know that I'm not pushing on my stomach. I'm just showing you how much it's moving. So we start with a really big breath, I think all the way down to my toes. My turn, and then yours. Good. That was a little bit of double practice. We were isolating our abdomen muscles, but we also really need our consonants when we're singing so that our audience knows what we're saying. So now let's move on to some singing. So first, the term that we use, the scientific term, is called phonate. Can you say that? Phonate? That's whenever our vocal cords make any sort of noise, whether it be speaking, singing, screaming, which is not so great for your voice. So we're going to first start with an exercise that sounds like this. Singer's position. Like you're pulling a noodle of sound from your mouth. Try to copy my vowels the very best that you can. Big breath. Relax your shoulders. Our next exercise is as you are transitioning to your ah vowel, check your vowel shape, and then make sure you're continuing to use your yawn space, or really, I call it your yawn space, but whenever you yawn, take a yawn, you feel this stretch in the back of your mouth. That's called your soft palate. And whenever we lift our soft palate, it creates a bigger space inside of our mouth for our sound. So let's try that exercise with our big deep breaths and our yawn space. Here we go. For that stretch. Using more air. Our next exercise, we're going to hum. Now we're going to close our lips all the way, but still create enough space inside your mouth, almost like you have an egg in your mouth. Make sure it's a boiled egg, because if it cracks, it's a whole mess. It's kind of probably not going to taste good. So boiled egg in your mouth. And we're going to keep that yawn space. Sounds like this. I challenge you to see how much you can make your lips and your nose and your face tingle when we do this exercise. Here we go. If that got too low for you, that's okay. Go ahead and stop when you stop phonating, or if it starts hurting. We just have a lot of voices we want to make sure we get to help. So our next exercise uses the word Alleluia. This is a very popular word that singers tend to sing. So we're going to use it in our exercise. I'm going to speak it slowly. I want you to copy me. Alleluia. Notice my soft palate was raised the whole time and all of my vowels were very tall. Let's try it one more time. Alleluia. Good. We're going to sing it like this. Alleluia. Listen one more time. Alleluia. It's very important that we get all of the correct syllables in the correct spots. Imagine if a lot of people tried to sing it at the same time, but it was all different. What a mess. Okay, big breath. Try your very best. Great job!
Before we practice our rhythm, let's check a few terms. The first one is beat. A beat is a steady pattern, kind of like a heartbeat. It can go faster, it can go slower, but it isn't usually a sudden change. Now we also have rhythm. Rhythm is the way the words go. This one can change and go suddenly fast or suddenly slow. Here's an example. Here's our beat. Rhythm is the way the words go. Let's try to put these together now. Here are our first notes. These are called quarter notes. They each get one beat of sound. Since there are 4 of them in this group, we're going to give them one beat each. So when we practice our rhythm, we tend to clap and count our rhythm. So you're going to clap a new sound every time you see this note head. It sounds something like this. One, 2, 3, 4. Now you try. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. This is called a quarter rest. It gets one beat of silence. You might have noticed they have the same first name, quarter rest, quarter note. They are related. They both get one beat. One is full and fat of sound, but one is silent. If we clap and count this one, it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I whispered on our 4th beat. That tells my brain that there's still a beat there. It just doesn't make noise. You try it. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's practice. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Here's our next note. This is called a half note. It gets half of the measure, and it also looks like it's missing its belly, kind of like half of a note. This one gets 2 beats of sound. If we clap and count this one, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I pulled my hands out because that shows that I need to hold that note the whole time. You try it. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, 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 go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's something new. This is called our half rest. It gets 2 beats of silence. Much like our half note takes up half the measure, this one also takes half a measure. You might notice it also looks kind of like a hat. So you can remember hat, half, rest. They are related and they share the same first name, half note, half rest. If we were to play this one, it sounds like this. One, 2, 3, 4. Your turn, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. So review for today. We have our 2 families. This is our quarter note and quarter rest that both get 1 beat. And this is our half note and our half rest that both get 2 beats. If you would like to rewind this and practice again, you can. If you need to level it up, try singing the rhythm instead of clapping them. I have one more very important thing to discuss with you before we leave for today. Practicing. Practice is essential to learning music, whether you be singing or playing an instrument. I usually suggest at least 5 days of practice a week because the consistency is more important than the time that you spend sitting at the instrument. So with these videos, I would suggest that you practice them at least 1 week. So that means the same video for like at least 5 days. Find a time. My students do that for 2 weeks so that I can check up on them and we can edit and fix a few things in their lesson. Whenever you go through the video, make sure that you are doing your very best to make sure whatever you are singing is better and better and better each time. If we just kind of through it, we're not really making progress on anything. So at least 5 weeks, the same video, listening and maybe watching in the mirror to make sure that you are being better and better and better each time. And remember, if you need to slow it down or go back, you are always welcome to do that. You do what you need to do for your personal practice. Thank you for joining me on episode 1 of Vocal Development with Gwenlyn. Make sure you like, subscribe, say whatever you need to do to be able to find this video back. I'll see you next time.